800 likes because you love the paranormal. A nerdy-looking dude works at some construction site, which is the description I ripped off the caption he has on the videos. Regardless, this dude is telling us a story about his life problems, which we have nothing to do with, and before he starts breaking up in tears, I was about to exit his video until he said something very important that changed the narrative of the entire video. What did he say? He said your mother is a whore. That was what I wished he would say, but he instead started explaining a paranormal incident that took place in this place he works at. So while one of his friends was trying to roll one of these real-looking wheels, these big wheels they use to wrap cables around, let's call it a polycab aluminum armored cable roll. I just copy-pasted that from Google. Anyways, while that idiot was trying to do his job, he felt lazy, so he asked for help, and boy oh boy, didn't he find the help he was looking for. One dude came up to him and got the job done for him. So, what's so scary about that? Well, here is the thing, that dude that helped the other dude wasn't an actual dude. Was he a lady? Nope. Then he must be one of those hell is not that hot people. Still wrong. It was a jinn. A jinn of someone who worked in this construction area a while ago and passed away back in 2015.
So I work security at this construction site, right? We got all the trucks. We got these real things right here. There you go. One of these. These things are heavy. Like you gotta really push it to move it. Just a little backstory. It was a construction worker that he needed help pushing one of these. He says a guy came up to him, another worker, and he says, I got you. Just guide me and I'll push it for you. So I said, okay, cool. So he was guiding him. He kept telling him, back it up, back it up, back it up. And he was pushing it. When they were done, he went around the reel to tell him thank you. And he says that he was gone. And we went to the office and they were looking at the old like memorial photos of people that worked here before. And he says he recognized the guy that helped him. Turns out that guy has been dead since 2015, pretty much 8 years ago. That gave goosebumps to all of us. Yeah, we got that on video, so check it out.
If this wasn't caught on tape and this guy came up to his fellow workers and told them the story, not only that they will laugh at him, but it will be so embarrassing for him that one of them will literally stand up, take off his pants and underpants, and put this dude down for some pleasure. I think that would be me if I was his work partner. Mike is a man who does investigations in abandoned places, searching for the scariest hauntings he can possibly find, and maybe he can find some precious stuff to sell on the black market and make some bucks. So, what's the place he is investigating today? Your uncle's house. He won't be investigating any abandoned place, cause after one of his trips to explore one of these haunted places, he came back home, but he brought someone with him. If you were me, or you think like me, you would think he brought some bitch. But I don't think you can find them in such places. Wait, after a second guess, I think you can find them if you dig a little deeper. Don't they make up with guys usually in empty buildings and dark alleys? But that's not the case here. Mike has brought a jinn with him, not intentionally, it just attached to him. And now it's haunting his property. So now we know we are dealing with some paranormal activities. I mean, what else did you expect? A guy was followed by a jinn and it's haunting his house. What else did you think you would be dealing with? Other than your wife's annoying demands. So, what kind of activities? Nothing too much really, just a fairy tale. And the baby gate closing on its own. And what is the baby gate? Is that what Mike calls his anus? No, Mimu has a son and he is still a baby, so he installed a gate for him in the house. Mike installed the gate, not the baby.
I was taking a nap downstairs. My son's sleeping upstairs right now, but I woke up a couple times where it sounded like metal clinging together. So the first time I heard it, I woke up, I didn't really think much of it. We do have neighbors because I live in a duplex. And I woke up again, after I fell back asleep, I woke up again and I heard metal tapping together again. It was like this constant tapping. When I wake up, it would stop. So I'm like, what the hell? So the third time, after I fell back asleep, I heard something slam. And then it occurred to me that it sounded like one of the baby gates closed. But I couldn't remember if I left them open or like what position they were in, anything like that. So I'm pretty sure it was a baby gate. So I'm gonna attempt to use my spirit box in here because I'm damn sure that's what it was. I don't know if that's what it was. And that just closed. That just shut. That just shut. Holy that just shut. I caught that. I got that on film, dude. I think I got that on film. I think I got that on film. Oh my God. Oh, open it again. Open the gate. I'm gonna open it. I'm about to damn near my pants, dude. I'm about to damn near my pants. Stop. I'm pretty sure you slammed it on me when I wasn't looking. Can you close the gate for me one more time, please? Are you good? Can you close the gate? Oh, oh my God, dude. Oh, that is not cool. That's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen.
I would advise Mike to purge his house. Just go to the history tab and clean it. But in all seriousness, the last thing you want in your house is an active demonic jinn, especially when your son is still a baby. Give him a couple more years and then let the jinn do whatever he wants to him before your son does whatever to you financially. Just think about it. This next one has to be the scariest on the list without a single. Don't worry, I'm not talking about your relationship life state. I meant to say, without a single paranormal activity. Why? Is it a Karen being right for the first time ever? No. A guy, and let's name him Fred. I hope his parents don't mind, if they still exist, of course. Fred was in his house in Switzerland near the Swiss Alps, which really made me jealous. Only God knows how much I want to live there. Anyways, while Fred was enjoying a cup of tea away from all the noises, all of a sudden he heard something. At first, he was like, this must be a miracle. I thought I had lost my hearing years ago. So he got curious, where could these noises be coming from? He went on investigating to see if he can find the source, and his hearing led him all the way up to the top of the mountains. At that point, I thought to myself, well, maybe he was delusional. After all, he thought he could hear again, but this old freak. This old fella is just hallucinating. But after I shoved the biggest shoe I could find in my mouth down my throat, which almost choked me, but I'm used to swallowing big stuff because I eat a lot, not for any other reason. After I completed the video and looked carefully, I realized why Fred was scared. He forgot his way back home. But then there was a minute left of the video. It turned out that he actually knew his way back, but there are some folks in dark coats floating.
Kao neki bunker. Šta je ovo, čovječe? Au. Šta je ovo, jevate? Šta je ovo, jevate? Au. Šta je ovo? Ništa ne vidim i dalje. Au. Ljudi, ne mrda. Nešto stoji, ne mogu da priđem tamo. Evo, penje se. Evo, idem prema stubu vamo. Pa ću poslije da napravim krug. Evo, pored ovog stuba nema ništa. Ima neki natpisi, ni ja sam ne znam šta je to. Čini mi se kao da je mrdnulo malo. Mora da se povučem, ljudi. Ovo je mrdnulo. Čekaj.
If they didn't move at the end, I would have thought they were just statues. The atmosphere was scary, but it wasn't enough. It obviously could be just VFX, but it's worth watching. I would never encourage anyone to go to an abandoned factory unless I love that person so much that I want to get rid of him. Then I will send him to the most abandoned factory I can find and let him investigate. Then the police will join him later on to the investigation. But he will be missing. And honestly, if my friends were like Ben and his friend in the next video, an abandoned factory may not be enough. And that's why I will make sure to be there secretly so I can get the job done myself. But why? What did these two do to provoke me this much? You see the title on your screen. Can you see it? Can you effing read it? Tell me, Tim, can you fucking read? The title says the F word in a nutshell, and I have my reasons to call it that. See, the uncut version of these two investigations has so many F words that the word has lost its magical touch for me. You know, when we use that word in a sentence, we are trying to make the sentence appeal more to listeners, make it sound like we know what we are talking about, or make things sound funnier. But these two, and especially Ben, they have ruined the reputation of such an important and beautiful word. What a shame. Regarding their investigation, they made 2 videos about the factory. And in both, Ben screamed top of his lungs. Even pregnant women would feel jealous when they hear it that they will have to try harder the next time they give birth. In the first one, they just went inside, heard some bangs and footsteps. Then some idiot had enough of these two. He lost his mind and shouted at them. In the second part, they brought the most teenage-looking Ouija board I have ever seen, so they can use it inside the factory. That thing would never work, and with the monster energy drinks they had, it was too much. If I was a ghost inside that place, I would never stay there one more minute, and the trick from the first investigation worked again and they scurried away.
Could we try the door? Oh my Zach. This is a horror movie. Oh my god. What the Some little helmet. Where's the big fat...
That random chair is sitting there.
Zach. Did you not just hear that?
Yeah, it was.
And then the bang after it?
This is like a bang.
Holy f***. What have we done? Bro. That was on the roof. That was... Footsteps. Stairs. There's a second story.
Yeah, there was.
Here we go.
Oh no.
There's offices around here.
Yeah.
We've got offices to explore. Amenities. Yeah, Bro.
Did you get that on?
I got that on camera. No f***ing way that just happened.
Bro,
Hello?
someone's here.
No, bro, I want to get the f*** out now. That was loud as f***. That was loud as f***. I'm freaking the f*** out, bro. That was loud as all f***.
I do not want to go out there. We're like stuck in the door.
Yeah.
There wasn't any water down there.
I know.
Water's never leaving there.
Oh, wow. Oh, great. Oh, what the f***. I just found the basement. This is where everything goes wrong. this place is full of noises and legit rat. Oh my god! Oh my god! 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 Keep going! God! God! Zach! God! Yeah, go! 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 What's going on, guys? Ben Bauer here. I am joined with Zach Bryant once again, and today, where are we, Zach?
We're back at the haunted. I always f that up.
Abandoned haunted factory. Today we are back at the abandoned haunted factory. That's it. That's footsteps down the stairs. That's going down the stairs.
That was too cunt.
Hello? Hello? Zach. Oh my god. That was down the...
It was.
Hello?
That's it.
No, that's walking. Bro, get out. Right, no, that's walking. I reckon do the Ouija board in this room. Yeah, this looks... Knocking. It's like boom, boom. That was knocking.
Was it?
Bro. Are there any spirits here with us tonight? Move to yes. There it is again. There it is again. What the f was that? Bro, that was down here. Shh. I can hear it, I can... Hello? Hello? Oh my god! Oh my god! Zach! God! 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 Ah! Ah! Zach! Zach! God! 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 Zach! 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 Where are you, Zach? Zach! Zach! God! 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 Run! Run! Oh my god! Oh my god!
When he introduced his friend to us and announced his full name, I was like, why did he say his name like that? As if he was some big celebrity name or something. He said Zach Bryant, as if I should know who that is. You would only call someone like that by their full name if he is some big deal, like Michael Jordan or Muhammad Ali, not Zach effing Bryant. What do you think when someone tells you spare change? I mean, when someone tells you these people are full of shit, you instantly have a nostalgic feeling to your ex because you know exactly what they are talking about. And that's how I feel about the entire documentary in the next video. But in the end, it's just my own personal perspective of viewing this documentary, so it doesn't mean that I'm right. I'm right. Anyways, we start up with the wild camera shot of our introducer as if he was someone to watch out from, with his dead serious face staring at my soul. Then he says his first words. He said, "Daddy, wait, that's the kid I took from his mother last night." He said, the introducer said this time, not the baby. 21 grams. I was like, I'm sure this is a documentary about the haunting of some family. I didn't know we will be talking about cocaine. But then he followed up with the second most stupid thing I have heard in years. 21 grams is the weight of the human spirit according to some idiots. How the F did they know that? But John wasn't done with the stupid questions. He kept going. How stubborn. He asks us, what if a ghost took over your house and refused to leave? Well, I tell you what I would do. If he doesn't leave, that's fine, but he will be paying for these effing bills and the rent. Proceeding, we get to know the family, Bill the husband and Nick the wife, with their 5 annoying children. That's what I call a financial hole. But are these a gay couple? Who's the wife? Nick is the wife. And Nick here stands for Nicole. She is beautiful, by the way. Just don't tell her. They invited the team of me, Mark, and the skeptic dude whom I forgot his name. I will call him Steve. The family claims that they encountered a tank-sized shadow figure, books flying, and more. When the team investigated the house, they got touched, and the couple made some stuff up to make it seem more trustworthy.
21 grams. For those who believe in the afterlife, 21 grams is supposed to be the weight of the human soul. With 1 in 2 Britons believing in life after death, it's perhaps not surprising that many of us are receptive to the idea of ghosts and spirits trapped in this world. But what if one of those spirits visited your home and then refused to leave? We investigate a house in Salisbury whose occupants claim that since experimenting with a Ouija board, they've been plagued by an intimidating supernatural visitor.
Me and the children were really looking forward to moving into this house. It was a new start for us.
Recycling supervisor Mel is Nick's new husband and is a recent addition to the family.
I've lived in this house since 2004, and myself and Nick got married in 2005. My very first paranormal experience in this house was seeing a 6-foot bloke built like a tank standing in the doorway to the kitchen, and I happened to mention it to Nick, and it was at that point that she actually turned around and told me that she had seen this same figure. We've had books flying off the shelves, we've had knocks, we've had bangs, you'll see little black shadows wandering around. There's just loads of stuff. Myself and Nick decided to do some work on the Ouija board.
Mediums use a Ouija board to communicate with spirits. However, some warn that if used by amateurs, it can open a doorway to destructive entities.
At one stage, Nick and myself were starting to fall asleep downstairs on the sofa, and I don't know why, but I woke up. And when I woke up, I saw this figure stoop over Nick. I stood up and slammed into it, get away from her, and totally freaked Nick out. By the time I explained to her what was going on, she'd come to realise that I was trying to look after her.
Levi, the oldest daughter, seems the most affected. She claims to have repeatedly seen the terrifying image of a man. Mel blames himself for the escalating terror.
The spirit has stated on the board that he doesn't like me because, to quote him, I'm a thorn in his side, and I've got to ask the reason why. There was definitely something here before I moved in.
My job is to pull the spirit in. I act as if like a magnet, so I drag it to me and hold it. It's actually my guide that takes it over. The guide is a guardian angel, or whatever name you want to give it. Everyone's got one. Mine's called Eric. It's Eric that opens the door to the other side.
One of the techniques Mia uses is a spiritual practice called psychometry.
Psychometry is picking up information from objects. If somebody's held something a lot, or used something, or worn something, then it's going to soak up the vibe anyway.
Mia studies the family's most cherished belongings to get more information about the owners.
It's a great way to get a feel of a property you're going to. It's like the first clues.
2 objects are of particular interest to her.
It's not a special box. What I mean by that is it's just been around, so it's soaked up information or energy, and it feels hot. Her belt, man's belt. Guy's a strong guy. I get arguments though, and I get silly. Like something's wrong, fundamentally wrong, and something's in this house which is moving around and trying to get strength, trying to establish itself. I don't think that this has been around for a long time. Normally spirits get stuck. When they die and they don't go over. It's an old spirit, and it's a new house.
Mia is accompanied by our very own paranormal investigator, Mark Webb.
I became a paranormal investigator back in 1996, and over 9 years, my fascination hasn't dwindled at all. Paranormal investigators will go to reputedly haunted locations and try to capture some form of proof of the existence of the paranormal.
We've had
various experiences with this Ouija board to the point where at one stage the planchette just took off the board, landed into the palm of my hand.
Was anyone else touching it at the time?
There were two people touching it at the time, and like I say, I mean, their mouths were...
Finally, Mark sets up the thermal imaging camera and directs it at the kitchen.
The family have reported having seen shadows or apparitions in the door area leading through, so hopefully the thermal imaging camera will capture anything should it happen during the evening.
The camera is designed to pick up temperature fluctuations, which some claim can be a sign of paranormal activity. We've set up static cameras in the kitchen, in the living room, and in the girl's bedroom. Even though our cameras seem unable to pick them up, Mel says he's seen something move.
I can see in the figures that your right-hand side, moving from middle front to your right.
Then Nick appears to have a disturbing vision.
I've just seen a shadow behind you, Mia. It's just gone from you to Mark.
Getting very uncomfortable sitting here at the moment. It's like very vulnerable feeling because I can't see.
I looked to you and it was almost like a mask over your face.
Mark, you just touched me there.
Mel, did you touch me?
No.
I just had it on my arm.
But it seems that Rogue Phantom Brian is more interested in Mia tonight, as Mia appears to be touched again, not once, but twice.
Nick?
Mia is uncharacteristically distressed by this.
Twice. Right, sit on this chair. You sit down on this chair. Okay? Twice it's gone like that. Twice separate instances.
Tonight, Mia claims she'll get rid of the Monday's ghost in a clearing ceremony. She says she'll call the spirit forward and send it over to the other side. Mia claims that tonight's clearing is far from normal because the spirit that calls himself Brian was invited and is therefore stronger and more devious.
Right, let's do it. Laying on your bed with his hands behind his head and his legs crossed, very confident, sitting up, smiling at me. He stood up. He's quite tall. Got him. Now, let's try and talk to him. He's telling me he doesn't have to do anything. He's got that wrong. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and get him over. He's grinning at me. He's telling me that it's not going over. It's not going.
It appears that Brian is resisting Mia to the end. Simply getting him to the room has drained her psychic energies. Will she be able to send him across? A week later, and out of the blue, Mel and Nick Monday contact Mia in a panic, telling her that the spirit has not gone.
De profundus clamare ad te Domini. Domini exaudi vocum meam.
Mia claims she's finally expelled the demonic spirit that called itself Brian. She takes the Ouija board, which she believes will keep Brian away.
Honestly, I have never sided with a skeptic before, but this is the first time I have ever felt like me and Steve the skeptic have some stuff in common. This Mia lady should accept the fact that she is in her 50s and no man has come up to her and proposed, instead of lying to people about her ability to contact with the other side. Mark might be the guy, they both seem to fit together, and they have great chemistry scamming others. Nil has the worst name ever, and he needs to stop pretending like he belongs in the family. We all know these kids will never be his. And I will take care of Steve since we have something in common. I mean, I will find him a lady if he is still alive. And if you're still alive, subscribe and watch the next video on your screen.